It is now the late afternoon on the 25th of September, which means that precisely 78 years ago, Easy Company would be advancing through what is now woodland, but back then the woods didn't extend all the way to the highway as they do now. There was a stretch of open ground of about 320 meters that Easy Company was crossing, and as they were about halfway through that open stretch of ground that offered very little cover, they came under fire from dug-in German defenders that were positioned along our side of the road embankment, as well as a Jagdpanther heavy tank destroyer that was positioned on the other side of the road in a hold-down position. And Easy Company had to fight its way back across that open space, back into the woods where there was a large sand dune that provided cover at the edge of the woods. Now, Webster doesn't go into a whole lot of detail regarding this action. It's safe to say that he was probably hanging back in the rear a little bit. He remembers the sound of German bursts of machine gun fire ripping through the pine trees above him, and he can remember Captain Winters shouting at the men to take a position on the large sand dune. However, he does tell a story that he probably heard later from the two scouts of the first squad of his platoon, which I will now quote directly from his memoirs. This happened right over there as they were advancing towards the roadway 78 years ago. The first squad scouts, McCreary and little Metz, a quiet boy with thick glasses, went around the west end of the dune and into a ditch beside a road there, and suddenly came face to face with a terrified young German in a hole. McCreary stopped and, looking beyond, saw another German covering him with an MG-42. He could have shot the first man, but he knew better, for the machine gunner would have gotten both him and Metz. He rolled around and ran behind the dune. The first German popped out of his hole and ran in the opposite direction.